Everybody, as you can tell from the countdown clock right here, we're about to get started. If you've been here before, then you can just come back when the countdown clock hits 0. But if this is your very first lesson, then I got a couple things I want to talk to you about. All right, so if you weren't here last week, don't worry, you didn't need to be. We're doing a brand new song this week, and if you haven't played piano before, don't worry, we're doing 5 different levels. You can definitely do level 1. You are gonna need to click on the PDF button right over there though, download the PDF and print it out, because that's all the music for all the different levels. Now, as you'll see in your PDF, in the upper right-hand corner, it tells you what level that page is for. So on level 1, you're gonna wanna have that level 1 page, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you can just ignore those. Just stay on level 1 for the entire lesson. You will want to find the chart though that has all of the notes listed out with all the letters on it, because that's what you're going to use in order to play your piano along with me when I'm playing. So if we're playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, the track would go something like this. And as I'm playing it, I'll show you where all the notes are and where all the letters are. Don't worry about that. But then you're going to play along with me when I'm playing the track. Now, after we've done level 1, I'll show you everything you need so you can practice the song throughout the week. Then we're going to level up, and that looks like this. And now you can see we're on level 2, right? So at level 2, then it's going to get a little bit more difficult, but each time the track plays, I want you to just play the track that you're on. So if you're on track 1, if you're on level 1, then each time, you know, we're doing our thing, we're going. Each time we start that, I want you to completely ignore the notes that we're playing, and you just play your level. So you would play. Because that's going to work with, the track's going to work with your level every time we play it, no matter what level we're on. So we move on to level 2, 3, 4, 5. You just stay on the one that you're comfortable with. All right, so all of these lessons are completely interactive. That means we want to hear from you right now. So go ahead and click on the chat button right over there. Put in your name, you don't have to put in a password, and then you'll be talking with all the other students who are logged in right now, as well as some of my assistants who can help you and answer some of your questions. If you've got a question though that you don't think they're going to know the answer to, and you want to ask me personally, then type your question in the box below this video, and then you'll get your answer to your question directly from me. Now at the end of level 5, we're going to raffle off some prizes. These prizes change up every single week. If you're the winner of the prize, you need to let us know right away what prize it is that you want so we can send that out to you. You can tell my moderator, or you can let us know at mailbag@learnpianolive.com, email us there. You can fill out the contact form and let us know, but just tell us what prize you want so we can get that out to you. If you're not the prize winner, or if you want to know how you can earn more points so you can be the prize winner, then just stay tuned after the lesson and I'll let you know. All right, you've been very patient. That's all I gotta say. It's time for the lesson. I hope you've got your PDF. You're ready to ask some questions. I'm ready to answer them. Let's go. Yeehaw, and welcome to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is Ephraim the Effervescent, and he looks like he's going to, I don't know, rob Susanna or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be cowboy, but he went the bank robber route. Whatever. So he's going to be learning the song for the first time right along with you, and if you want to jump in the chat room, then you will be, accompanied by Howdy, by Nate the Great.
Yep.
And yeah, so he's ready to talk to you about this song, or really, honestly, whatever. I think the majority of the chat room, I'm guessing, I'm not in the chat room, I'm guessing the majority of it doesn't have anything to do with piano. But, hey, I don't want to know that. I'm just guessing. I want to believe the best about everybody. Anyway, this is going to be our last week with the current setup. Last week, if you were here, you know our computer died multiple times. That was hilariously awful. And hopefully this time we'll make it through the lesson. And yeah, so this will be, oh, you can't even see me at all, huh? Oh, but that whole time. See,
Yep.
we need the new setup. Next week. All right, get out of here. You, get out of here. You, get in the chat room. And then we need the PDF. There we go. So hopefully you have your PDF open at home, and we have this one here. And let's play through some of these notes. They're clustered together a lot. Tell me in the chat room, and if you're in the archives, in the survey, what you think about this setup for the PDF. I put all the notes closer together so it's easier to see which notes go up and which ones go down. The first note that you're going to need is going to be a C. In order to find a C, all you got to do is find any group of 2 black notes like that. That group would not work because that's a group of 3. But if you take a group of 2 black notes and you have the note, you just take the bottom note and you drag it down one, you'll always land on a C every single time. There's another C down here. Take that group of 2 and drag that one down on that C. But I'm not going to use that one because my letters are over here, and that'll make it easier for you to follow along with me. So the first note that you have is a C. So you're going to play a C, and let me zoom in here so you can see it a little bit better. We're going to play a C, and then we're going to jump from there up to E. So we're going to go from that one up to that one. So we got to go from that one over the note that would be D and play that one. Then we're going to jump again up to G. So the very first thing you're going to play is C, jump up, just like that. And if we do that with the track, it would sound like this. 2, and a 1, 2, go. I come from, and it's that fast. And that's actually the slow version of the song. So the whole song is super, super fast. But getting those 3 notes down really fast is going to be the very first thing you need to do. And actually that comes up a lot more. That whole hopping around thing shows up a lot, not only in this song, but in most songs. After that G, you're just going to play another G right there, and then go up 1 note and then down 1 note. And I'm hoping that having it all together like this makes it easier for you to see how close the notes actually are to each other. So G, G, A, G. And that's from, al, bam. And then is just going to be back down to that E. And then the next note is that C. So it's just all those ones. You're going to scoot over 1, come back, and then walk it back down. I guess hop it back down from that one down and down. So then after that, you're going to have just the next note over, a D, and then 2 E's, and then D, C, D. Now this note right here looks like it's like the next note up, and it looks like it's going to happen right away, but it doesn't. There's kind of a break right there, and that C is actually the beginning of the next line of music. I'm going to. So that C is going to be a part of I'm going to Louisiana with my true love for to see. So that whole, the first line and the second line together are going to be super, super fast. You just got to get the first couple notes of it. You don't have to get the whole thing by the end of the lesson. But I'm going to play those first 2 lines for you. It sounds like this, and a 2, and a 1, 2, go. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. Whew. Okay, crazy, crazy fast. This next part, now in a lot of the songs I was listening to, a lot of the versions of Oh Susanna, they actually repeat that first part here. So you might run into a version of the song where you have to repeat those first 2 lines. They would go through that again. For our version, we're just going straight to the next line, which is Oh Sue. This F right here, it's kind of like, it's probably the note that gets confused with C the most because it's directly below a group of 3 black notes. So if you're going to mess up finding a C, you'd probably accidentally find an F. Find a group of 3 black notes, drag the bottom note down, you land on an F, and that's the one that you need for the last 2 lines. Oh Sue, and then Santa, don't you cry for me. And then the last one is just going to be the exact same thing as you already played. Going to Louisiana, True Love for to see is basically the same thing as that one. Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. It's almost the exact same notes as Going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. So let's try that whole thing all together, and then we'll get to our video of the day. Here we go. And a 2, and a 1, 2, ready, go. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love Okay, so that is the track, and hopefully you have that already downloaded and you can practice with that a whole lot. We'll practice more on levels 2 through 5, but for right now, enjoy this crazy, awesome banjo playing from this 9-year-old. Check it out.
An accomplished bluegrass trio of brothers, none of whom are yet old enough to drive. When we heard that, we said, well, hey, let's get them on the show. And we'll teach them to drive. This is their upcoming CD entitled America's Music, and it'll be in stores in September. You kids will be back in school, right? Please don't neglect your studies. No. I am begging you, don't neglect your studies. Here they are. Please welcome the Sleepy Man Banjo Boys.
Level 2. This may be confusing to Level 1 students, so please continue to practice the Level 1 version, or visit learnpianolive.com/level 2 for a detailed explanation on how to level up.
These guys were incredible. I own a banjo. That's as close as I'm gonna get, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's check out Level 2. This is the same as Level 1, the exact same notes, but this is just gonna be on the lines and spaces, called sheet music, or this is the treble clef, is another name for this particular thing right here. That big old sign right there is the treble clef sign, and that usually means we're going to be dealing with higher notes, like notes from C on up. So this first one actually is a C. The very lowest note that you usually have on a treble clef is going to have its own little line through it, like that one right there, and it's going to be a C. So that's why this guy right here has that little line through it. That little line through it, in most cases, is going to mean that you're playing a C. So that's the first one, and then you can see you just go from that line up to that line, and then you go from that one up to that line. And if you're on Clopple Academy level 2 or 3, you're already dealing with a lot of this stuff, so I won't bore you with too many of the details. But you can notice, like right here, from that G to that A, just goes from that line, it's got that line going through it, to this one, which we would say it's on a space, because it's got a line above it and below it, but there's no line cutting through the middle of it. So we would say that A is on a space. So whenever you're going from a line like that one right there to the space right above it or right below, you just move over one note. That's basically how it goes. But of course, you can always go to learnpianolive.com/level2 for a better explanation on exactly how that's all supposed to work. So other than that, I guess all you need to know is this whole thing right here is just a bunch of rests all crammed together. And that's why at the beginning of it, we don't do anything. And then we have one note, one single note, this guy right here, before the band comes in. This is where the band comes in right there. Band. Yay. So that you got that one note, and then the band's going to come in right after that. That's what those rests are there for. Don't come in until right before the band comes in. And then other than that, we have some dotted notes. These guys right here are kind of a pain. In some cases, the dots mean that you're supposed to play the note really fast. That's if it's a staccato, which you learn about in Clopple Academy level 3. In this case, since it's off to the side, that dot means you're going to hang on to that note for a little bit longer. And I think I've probably done enough talking for right now. So let's go ahead and play this through. If you're on level 1, though, just play your own version. Don't worry about all this lines and spaces junk. Here we go. Good luck. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love. And here comes that F. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. There you go. The other thing I do want to point out, in case you haven't seen them before, if this is like your first lesson or whatever, then you haven't seen these ones that have the bar on them. That bar means the exact same thing as this flag right here. This one right here is called a flagged eighth, and these guys over here are called barred eighths. They're all eighth notes, and eighth notes are notes that you're supposed to play pretty fast. And as you can tell, there's lots of bars and lots of flags in this song, which is why all of the notes are so fast. Let's try it again. And a 2. And a 1, 2, ready, go. Louisiana, my true love for to see. Then up to the F, O, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. There we go. I think we can just run this thing one more time. I think we've got time this time. We can just go through this all one more time. If you are missing a bunch of the notes, that's perfectly fine. No problem with that at all. Do try to get this F right here. So at least try to get like the first 3 notes right here. I come from, even if you don't get the Alabama, that part's kind of tricky, but at least get that much. And then this over here, try to get that F. Nail down those 2 parts. The I come from and oh Sue. Also, knee, the song ends on a C. So maybe just get those 3 sections. The beginning of it, first 3 notes, and then oh Sue, something, something, and then just wait out, hang out, wait for that that last C there at the end of the song. Here we go. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, go. I come from Alabama. I'm going to Here we go, and oh, Sue. And here's the last note, C. There we go. Also, if you get that first line, I come from Alabama, you can also get I'm going to, and you could also get I come from. So just by learning those 3 notes, you can get those, all 3 of those sections. Plus, if you nailed down the F's and the last note, man, you're basically done with the song. But that will all happen in later levels, like level 3. Let's level up.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level3 to understand how this level works.
All right, couple things to talk about here before we check in with from the Effervescent is some left-hand stuff. And some ties. So if you're in Clapple Academy level 2, I believe, you're already dealing with ties. That's this big old swoopy line right here, which basically means don't play. By the way, this thing right here, if you're looking at the video with me in it, then this gray bar right here, next week, that's going to be the MIDI keys like we tried to have last week. So you might have seen some of that, but as it turns out, that helps our computer crash. So until we get our new computer this week, we always have a big gray bar where eventually you're going to have the MIDI keys, the light up keys. Anyway, so that's what that gray bar is for. In case it's your first lesson, this is not the way we usually run things. Usually you've got a keyboard right there. So we're not going to play this note over here because we got these two notes that are tied together. This is a C, and because it's in the bass clef, that means it's going to be a low C. So specifically that C right there. And then we're not going to play that note right there. We just hold it out until we get to the word knee. And knee is lined up with this guy right here, which is a G, which you could either know because you've got it all memorized, or you could cheat and look at this chart up here that says that top space is supposed to be a G, or you could go to learnpianolive.com/level3 and I'll explain all of that to you. But that word right there has the C, that word right there has a G, then right there we'd play a C, then we'd play a G, and then back to a C. So this part right in here is going to be way faster. You can tell by my blue lines that we've got more notes closer together during that section. So let's try just left hand only. Right there we've got an F, so I guess that whole section right there actually got a lot of movement going on the left hand. And then right there we've got a C, and then a G, and then a C, and then a G, and then a C. So let's try all of those notes if you're in level 3. Unless you're on level 1 or 2, then ignore all of this and just play your version right along with us. Here we go. 2, and a 1, 2, ready, go. I come from the banjo on my knee, going. 4, 2, C. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. All right, cool. So this time I'll show you what it's going to look like with both hands, and then Ephraim is already in here dying to show you what he knows. So here we go. I'm going to try both hands together. If you're on level 1 or 2, just play your version along with us. Here we go. Settle down there, effervescent boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for All right, cool. So that's the whole thing. Let's check in with Ephraim and see how things are going. All right, you will need this underneath your, yes, cowboy hat. There we go. Fantastic. Yeah, you can still put your cowboy hat on top of that. Yeah, hey. All right. Okay. So what level are you on? Level 5. Okay. So we were having this chat before the lesson, actually. Ephraim and I both agree that what?
Numbers are easier to read.
The numbers,
notes.
Yes, we both think that level 5, actually if you jump ahead to level 5, for some people that's easier, especially for the right hand part. The left hand part on level 5 is a little bit level 5-ish. Yes, but yeah. But if we're going to go ahead and jump over to level 5. And if this is your first lesson, you don't know what in the world we're talking about with numbers and stuff, don't worry about it. We'll get there. But if you already tried level 5 before, you kind of might know what we're talking about. Here we go. You know where the track is. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, ready, go. I come from Alabama with banjo. I'm going to 4, 4, 6, 6. Whoa, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, you haven't been practicing the track?
No,
Oh, so you just like turn off the audio, like forget this Jamin guy.
didn't.
Let me.
No, I was listening with you.
Oh, that's what I would do. I would turn me off and just like practice really hard. But anyway, yeah, cool. That sounds great. Yeah. So then you've got all of the notes. It's just a matter of evening out some of the timings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's always one of the hardest parts too.
Yes.
Like getting all the notes. If you don't have a track like pushing you ahead,
Yeah.
then that it's way easier to play. So that's why I give you guys the track. It's not for you only to play along with it, but it's also kind of for you to test yourself to see if you're actually doing as well as you feel like you are when you're playing by yourself. Because you'll feel like, oh yeah, I've mastered this song. You put it on the track, you're like, oh, I stink. So no, you don't stink. You just need more practice. But you, tell them.
Let's level up.
Perfect.
Transitioning to level 4. This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level4
Okay.
for an in-depth explanation on how to
Not back
conquer this
yet.
level.
Now we're back. So level 4, here we go. I'm just eager to do level 4. Here we go. So this is left hand. Now, we just added the jazz part to Kloppel Academy level 3. And so if you got the new syllabus this last week with the new stuff in it, then you know a little bit about walking bass lines and how we're working with 1s and 5s in the left hand. This is a perfect example of that. So come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. So there's just that left hand's going to be constantly moving through this whole entire thing. This one right here is a little bit faster than the rest. It's that walk up that we've used several times before in Kids Learn Piano Live. That thing is 2 C's and then just up a note, up a note, up a note from there. And again, we have this beautiful gray bar here down below me that is not useful at all. It will be next week. So that's that whole thing. And then, oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. Now, there it helps to reach from the G down to that G. That's called an octave. If your hand can reach an octave, then you are one of the lucky kids here, because that is a really long distance. But even if you can't reach from that G to that G, just use your thumb on the top one and use your pinky on the bottom one. At least you'll be able to reach it a little bit better. Going from like a pointer finger down to a pointer finger is really tough for that big distance. So try to use a thumb there and a pinky there, even if you can't reach the distance. Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee is the end of that. So let's try all of that, with the track. If you're on level 1, 2, or 3, then, or if you're like Ephraim and you're on level 5, then just play your version along with us. Here's the track. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. I come from there we go. That's all of the left hand. And then if we add in the right hand, it would sound something like this. Good luck. Play your version. Don't worry about the rest. 2, ready, and all right, so yeah, that's all crazy, crazy fast. And if you go to the 2-minute mark and then to the 4-minute mark, each one of those is a little bit faster until you get up to 120 beats per minute, which we don't talk about this very much, but we always put the goal tempo right in here. So if you're practicing with a metronome, and if you're on Kloppel Academy, really level anything, then you're dealing with metronomes and stuff, then you can set your metronome. I believe the first track in this one is at 80 beats per minute, and then 100, and then 120. So 120 beats per minute is the goal for this song, because usually you'd play at about 120 beats per minute. And also on level 4B here, we put this in the key of D, because usually this song would be in the key of D, make it a little bit easier to sing, but we won't worry about doing that graph. Also, here are the chords listed for you, and we have these guys over here, but we're already out of time, and Kloppel has given me the fin that says, hey, let's move on. So let's level up. Here
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level or visit learnpianolive.com/level5 for training on how to survive this level.
All right, here we go. This is level 5. This is what Ephraim has been doing. So good luck to you all. What we've done is take all of the letters away, as you can see, and now they are all numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1 again. And so we're just going to play through these numbers. Your right hand would play all of this junk, and your left hand would play all of this junk down here. So the right hand stuff is pretty straightforward. 1, 3, 5, 5, 6, 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2. 1, 3, 5, 5, 6, 5, 3. 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Just like that. Now your left hand, this is where things get a little bit more complicated. And I don't believe that we have the graphics for this, but I'll show you. This one right here, that's a 1, which means that your left hand should play a 1 chord, which means your left hand is going to go to the 1 and then play every other note starting on the 1. So then we'd have, that's our 1 chord. And then this one right here, when we get to knee, that's going to be the 5 chord. So we would go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then every other note starting on the 5. So it is the 7 and the 2, but you don't have to know the 5, the 7, and the 2. Just keep track of the number, the left-hand number, and then play every other note. And then don't worry about memorizing the numbers that are related to that one right there in the chord. So the 1 chord right there, the 5 chord, and then the only other one you have in this song is the 4 chord that's going to land right there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Every other note starting on the 4 would be those 3 guys right there. Happens to be the 4, the 6, and the 1. You don't have to think about what the numbers are. So the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 4 chord, I'm just basically paying attention to where my pinky is there, and then you can do whatever you want with those notes. For this song, I'd probably do something like this, the bottom 1 single note, and then the top 2. And that would create kind of a cool country rhythm. Let's try that thing with the track. Here we go, and then we'll check in with Ephraim. And a 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, cool. So that's kind of how level 5 usually works. If you want to play it in the key of D, like we suggested for level 4B, then there is the numbers for the key of D. But again, I don't think we have the graphic for that. But you have all the graphics right here. You just start on a D. You would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'd be back to 1. So you could play 1, 3, 5, 5, 6, 5, 3, and it would sound like level 4B does. But it's time to check in with Ephraim. Let's see what he's working on. I'm guessing you're still doing level 5, but now we have tried to add in a little bit of the left hand, or no, we're just working on the rhythms.
Trying.
Okay, all right.
It probably won't go well.
Oh, well, it doesn't have to go perfectly. That's the good news. And you've only been working on this for like 20 minutes. And usually it takes like at least a few hours to learn a song. It takes me longer than 20 minutes just to learn how to tie this thing around my neck. So, yeah, learning. I don't know why it keeps falling off.
Me either.
Okay.
I just set mine down and I'm done with it.
Okay. So, yeah, so it's fine. You've got as many weeks as you need to learn this song. You know where the track is. On your mark. Oh, it's over there. Yeah. And all right.
Key? What?
Key. What key
hear.
are you supposed to play it in?
Yeah.
The key of C. We're just going to stick with, the same ones from level 3. Okay, yeah, that would have been terrifying. All right, 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, ready, go. I come from Alabama with banjo on my knee. I'm going. Banjo on my knee. Hey, you got the last note. All right, cool. And you started out doing some of the left-hand stuff in there.
I tried.
Yeah, cool. So show me the 1 chord. What would you play for the 1 chord down there? Yeah, that is the 1 chord. And what about the 5 chord? And then the 4 chord? That's all the chords. Yeah, so you know the chords, you know the melody. It's just a matter of putting it all together. It takes hours and hours and hours. You're doing great. Hopefully at home you're getting a few of the notes. You're doing great. But what they really want to know not is more notes for the song. They really want to, the important part. Did I win the $10 gift card or not?
Yes.
All right, thank you all for joining us. Next week, hopefully all of our equipment will be new and we'll have all the new shots with the MIDI keyboard, and we're going to be doing that song, the Maroon 5 song with Heart and Soul in it. And Dalton, you're the chat winner, and send us your submissions and videos and survey. Hey, you're still here. Me too. Well, here's what needs to happen next. First of all, click on the survey button. That is probably like right over here. Maybe if you're on the iPad, it's like down here below the video. Anyway, it's right around there. Click on that. Let us know how we did today, and also ask us any questions you might have about this lesson or about any other lesson. You might even be the mailbag winner if you include your name in that. And then after that, you're going to go to the music challenge, which is a button probably right up here, up above the video. And so click on the music challenge. You can come back every single day and fill out the code thing and get your points for doing that. So you got your music challenge thing to do after you do the survey. And then after you've practiced the song up, then go to the one up here that says, right over here probably, student videos, and then take a video of yourself on your phone or your iPad or whatever, and then send us your video, and maybe it could even be the featured video and you get points for doing that. And then if you have any questions, click the contact button that's also up there somewhere. Anyway, I don't know. But click on that, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you back here next week. All right, thanks for joining us. It was a lot of fun. See ya.